we go. All right. So we got other trucks coming in back here behind us, but we're currently waiting for our turn in the wash. There's one in the bay, one in front of us, and then we're after that. Probably be another 20-30 minutes. Then we finally get this thing washed.
It's been since we got it. We haven't washed it since we got it.
Yeah. So I figure I'll just take a look real quick too at the dirt, get some of that on camera, just how dirty this thing is. A lot of bug grime, a lot of dust and dirt from the road. You know. So hopefully they can get it off. We'll see.
Going in. All clean. Look at that thing. So clean.
$68. Front cap is looking good. I think they did a heck of a job for the price. All right. Time to get back on the road, get it dirty again.
Let's do this.
Do it. This looks like some of those iconic paintings and things you'll see with the train out in the prairies with the plateaus in the background. Found out about that at Flying J's, they apparently have these RV lanes, and so that's actually pretty handy for fueling up because we have our own lanes. We don't have to deal with the diesels that are next door, and we don't have to deal with the regular fuel pumps that are back there. So it's actually a pretty nice recommendation and something I'm happy to recommend as well. And man, this truck is looking clean now, thanks to getting washed.
Arizona 260 West, signs for Arizona 89A, Cottonwood. So Taylor's been having her ongoing issues with rib pain
for a while now, and as a result of that, we found a chiropractor. She's starting to see him, and the chiropractor is hopeful that with some x-rays and stuff, we're going to go get that taken care of now, and maybe some treatment stuff, maybe we can find an answer to the pain problem. But what that also means is that while we're here in the Camp Verde area, we're looking at doing potentially 3 times a week. We're going to be doing drives down there to go see this guy. And so today is drive number 1. It's about an hour and 15 minutes down there, and then she's going to do her thing. I'll be hanging on the truck, and then it's another hour and 15 back or so. So while we'd like to be outside exploring and doing other things, you know, this is kind of priority numero uno. So we'll be getting out there and seeing what we can get resolved with that. And with any luck, you know, maybe we can get past this and really get out there and start doing things. All right, throw another log on, keep that going. Of course, it's probably gonna kick more smoke. But 2 things real quick as we get into this Arizona video. Number 1, if you're enjoying our content, please like and subscribe. I know you hear that from everybody, but it's actually like really important for getting recognition and growing a channel on YouTube. So if nothing else, it'll really help us out. You know, drop a like, maybe a subscribe. It's up to you. I'm not going to badge you about it, but just know that it really does actually help stuff out. So that's all I wanted to say on that. Number 2, we wanted to break in here and talk about what was going on with Tayler. We don't have a lot of video to show you.
For what we did during most days. Most days. We've got some from a lot of the activities that we ended up doing, but the daily routine was not as glamorous as going to all of the sites.
Yeah. We felt like we needed to explain a little bit about Tayler, and what we started with in week 1 in our first video was mentioning about Tayler having pain, going to the ER, and then staying with her parents while I moved on to New Mexico. We don't really revisit that in our video footage, but we did finally get to deal with it in Arizona.
So when I was in Abilene and I went to the ER, they had done an x-ray, and the x-ray came back and said that there were no broken bones. So we kind of went off of that. Okay, so it's probably a pinched nerve, a muscle tear, something along those lines. So I go back to Dallas and I go see some doctors. They're kind of taking me at the word with the x-ray stuff because I figured it's an ER. Surely they're not going to miss anything. Well, they kind of did. But what I found out later is that early on, fractures, which is what it ended up being, are not easily discovered at the very beginning when it happens. Sometimes it takes time for you to be able to see the healing in the bone to know that something happened if it's not very big. So it wasn't displaced. So that's the reason why they really didn't get to see it. So when I was back in Dallas, I saw doctors, went to physical therapy appointments. Back in 2013, I was having some of this similar rib pain, but on my right side, not on my left. So I thought, well, maybe the one thing that worked for me at that point was to get a steroid injection into the spot where the pain was happening. And that fixed it back in 2013. So I figured that this time around it may be similar. That was not really the case. Unfortunately, due to COVID, elective surgeries were not allowed in Dallas at the time, which is why Come Arizona was perfect because they were not shutting down elective surgeries like Texas had and a few other states. So it made it a little bit easier for me to be able to figure out what was wrong and, you know, see if I could go that route. Came to a pain specialist there, told them our time constraints and that we are literally moving week to week. We're only there for a couple weeks. And within a week, they had got me in and had put me under to inject steroid into the spots. When I woke up though, I was still in a lot of pain. It had not helped like 2013. So kind of back to square one again. Well, what could this be? I suggested going to a chiropractor because in Dallas, I have gone to a chiropractor many, many, many times and have had great results. And he thought, you know what, you may as well try because we're kind of running out of options here with you. And suggested a chiropractor, went to the chiropractor, and for the first time, I felt like a doctor had listened to me.
Yeah, really important. Everybody else just kind of, I don't know what your experience is with doctors, but too often we'll go and they just kind of rush you through. Tayler, finally, this chiropractor had somebody that heard her out and had some ideas.
Basically laid me on my side and said, wherever I feel pain, please tell me. Sure enough, where I was feeling pain, he felt along a whole entire rib. So he said, I will not do an adjustment for you. I'm going to send you to get a rib series x-ray, which is an x-ray that does about 6 different angles for your ribs to be able to see something that may have been missed with a chest x-ray. And I remember it so clearly, him saying, I will not call you unless there's something wrong. And we just so happened to be walking in a Walmart that night, and I got a phone call from an Arizona phone number, and he said, we can see the healing of a fracture that's right at the corner of your ribs. It's non-displaced, but you're going to be in pain for another 12 weeks at a minimum. So what was, starting out as 2 months already by that point, I finally had an answer, which was relief in itself because I wasn't making this up. I was in a lot of pain. And I still pushed through with all the activities that we did.
Yeah, the information actually brought tears just for having some answers.
Some
even though
sort of relief.
We knew it was going to be months still of going through this.
I knew I wasn't crazy,
Yeah.
that I was in pain for a reason. So he suggested that for another few weeks when we were in town, that I would be going to Phoenix 3 times a week to get therapy done on my ribs. Not necessarily adjustments the whole time. Occasionally I would, but he was doing ultrasound. He was doing a lot of stuff to promote healing in my ribs, to try and help further me along. So 3 times a week, an hour drive to Phoenix, 30-minute appointment, an hour drive back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, outside of him working. It's literally what we did for a majority of our time. So we don't have that on film because firstly, I was in a lot of pain and I'd put on a really nice show for the activities that we did, but I really could not handle being on camera that much with as much pain as I was in.
Yeah, for the most part, it was a bunch of drives back and forth. I don't know if I've got, honestly, any video of the drive between where we were staying and Phoenix.
Gorgeous drive.
I love the drive, actually. It was a great time just going back and forth and seeing the wide open sweeping plains and, some just big views, yellow grasses at this time, and just, I don't know, it was really neat going back and forth. But it was a long drive, 3 times a week after I'd get done with work. Run her down there, do that, and come back. So didn't do a whole lot during those days.
Yeah.
But we did end up deciding to stay longer in the area because she was able to get this treatment, and also because the place that we're looking at going to was like 116 degrees. So we just extended where we're at for a little bit longer. And that's really where some of our luck started to turn around as far as timing. And it's continued ever since.
Yes. With us staying for 2 extra weeks, the Grand Canyon finally opened up. Now I say opened up, ever so slightly it opened up. We got to go see 6 viewpoints from up on the rim. We were not allowed to go below the rim, and the village that you can go to all the shops and everything was closed. So you basically could drive in, go see a viewpoint, take some pictures, take some video, drive to the next viewpoint. You did that the whole entire way. That was pretty much what we got to do in order to go see the Grand Canyon.
And then there's also this really cool place called Meteor Crater, and that opened up for us as well. So we'll show you guys all of that coming up next.
Yeah, and also some lava flow trails, which were really, really cool, a little bit north of Flagstaff.
Yeah, just know that basically what you saw in the early videos, what ended up happening is that we just had to delay treatment because of COVID shutdowns and stuff until we got to Arizona. Tayler finally got her answers, and then we were able to just continue on, but just know that Tayler was in pain for all of this, both on and off camera, And so it had its impacts on what all we could do and get out and see.
Yes. But we did it.
All right. So let's get to the video. It's just a little after 4:30 in the morning on Sunday, and we're getting ready to head out. You might be saying like, wow, that's really early in the morning. COVID-19's going on. What are you doing? Grand Canyon just opened. So we're taking our opportunity to head up there. Hours are only for a few hours in the morning, 6 to 10, and then you can kind of stay for the day, but no night camping or anything. So we're just going to try to take a run up there and see what we can see and see what's happening. Take a little bit of advantage. Hopefully, and we're assuming because it's far enough away that it's not going to have the crowds that the towns have because they open the restaurants. And we saw a lot of people sitting inside, you know, all crowded around each other at different tables, kind of looking back to normal inside restaurants. And we said, it's just not for us yet. So hopefully the Grand Canyon, we can stay far enough away from people that we're comfortable and still enjoy seeing a little something, even though it won't be the full guided tours and all the activities that might normally be going on. So that's what we're gonna find out today.
Didn't even have to show our national parks pass.
Yep, getting no value out of it.
So we are in front of the Grand Canyon. This is one of the scenic viewpoints. Ain't it something?
It is something.
That's a lot. Goes way back there. First time ever seeing it.
Let's take a long time to dig it out.
Yes.
Yeah, look a good view right here. Enjoying the canyon so far?
I am. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
I wish we could just do more. Fortunately, the viewpoints is all we got today.
Yeah, no hiking.
But I guess with my ribs, that's okay. I shouldn't be doing that much anyway. Definitely glad the Grand Canyon reopened. Even if it's not fully open, it's open enough for us to be able to get to see some of these points. Yay! Behind the scenes. In the rock. Scenes are for you. And here's an edge right here.
Stay back. Stay back from the edge.
Fine. Yeah. This is a heck of a view.
Yay!
So, at least we get to do some.
Are you using your new camera?
Yep. It's hanging around Brent's neck, and then we've also got a GoPro.
Actually, I want to go get the 360 real quick too. Hello.
He's gonna go get the 360 GoPro.
So we have just arrived at our last stop on our abbreviated tour of the Grand Canyon. This one is Navajo Point, and it looks to be one of the biggest stops that we've had so far, with a really big kind of sweeping, wrapping view. Big curved parking lot, lots of space. A lot of people out today for the first opening during COVID, but yeah, just walking up on this, it's quite the view.
This is quite the view.
Brent's right, that's pretty grand.
It is pretty grand. Say hi to the camera.
Say hi, YouTube.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi!
Yeah.
Whoa!
How cool.
I wanna go there.
Well, we don't get to go everywhere within the place, so we'll have to make a group trip where we can all go when more stuff is open. Because it's unfortunate that a lot of stuff is not open. Though stuff is starting to open.
Enjoying the view?
Damn, it's just crazy looking over and seeing how flat
Yeah.
everything is to then down.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Hey.
Wow,
Looking good.
I'm rebellious right now.
Don't tell Mom.
Well, that's a B right there too. You get that? You gotta focus on that. Ready?
Ready?
Whoa. Did it get it?
Do it again.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, it was early. One more time.
1, 2, 3.
There we go.
Let me do one more. Not doing. I'll smile.
All right.
Woo. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, I think I was a touch early.
1, 2.
There we go. I think we got that. There you go. Getting your exercise on the edge.
Nice. Okay. Really? Ah, man. Be careful.
All right, put it there.
I did.
The GoPro does a beautiful job. So, we just got done taking a brief glance at the Grand Canyon and drove down from there, hit 180, heading towards, what's the name of the mountain?
Humphreys Mountain.
Yeah.
It's a little north of Flagstaff. So this is a little path off that is supposed to run right alongside the mountain, which it does. And there's some very pretty views along this drive.
Yeah, really pretty drive. So would recommend it so far as a another option for heading out and going past. I guess I can turn that off.
Yeah. The hazards noise.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, it's been a really pretty drive. It's different than just the regular highway drive that you see, but then again, everything here so far in Arizona drive-wise, even going back and forth between Phoenix and Camp Verde and stuff, has been a prettier drive than Texas.
Yeah, well, that may not be saying much. At least for a lot of Texas anyways. Where we're from.
Where we're from.
So, yeah, it's really neat. Looking forward to having bigger adventures in the future with the Grand Canyon, and then we have Meteor
Crater next
coming up,
weekend,
and we saw another mountain over a small volcanic mountain. So you were saying that you think that's another one?
yeah, and they've got a few hiking trails that are open. So
What was that
we'll
one?
actually Sunset Crater.
Sunset Crater. So, yeah,
Get to go explore a little bit more while we're still here in Arizona.
having a good time.
Yeah, it'll be great.
All right, let's keep driving.